I don't think we attack right now. I think we kill first one of them. And now it's a bit more awkward, and with Cardo we should be fine. Let's see. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we're back with GRIXIS Midrange. And this GRIXIS has some interesting card choices, and you will clearly see what the leitmotif for this deck is. And we are playing not only Aether Channeler, card that doesn't see much play, but it can be fun and it can definitely work, especially in this meta. We also have Sol'kanar the Tainted, the forbidden train of playing Sol'kanar into the Sol'kanar when they are about to go into your opponent hand. So that's why we usually play a lot of those, because you usually have more than one in hand, so when you finally get full the value out of all the triggers, so of course 3 triggers are beneficial, the 4th one means that Sol'kanar goes to your opponent, which you don't want to do, and we have a lot of ways to prevent it. And this is another motive for the deck, so if Sol'kanar is too long in the board, you have so many ways to deal with it. First of all, you can just bounce it, return another target non-permanent to its owner's hand. You can just choose this mode and get all the benefits again, while still having some creature on the board. But to be honest, in reality, you either make disappear it, or you just cast another Sol'kanar. Those are the ways that we usually use. You can also use Liliana to target yourself and sacrifice a creature, but to be fair, usually Sol'kanar doesn't live so long to just go to the 4th trigger, because if he did, you probably completely stabilize the game and you probably are winning, or at least very even. So yeah, that's usually the point. Let's go further. We have Voltage Surge. We only have 2 of them, but it's such an important card. Sometimes this will enable you to remove your opponent creature and also play your creature or Planewalker or whatever, or just sometimes you just need to remove this one token that prevents Liliana from sacrificing Sheoldred or something like this, and we know about it because this is exactly our game plan as well. So Voltage Surge is extremely good, especially that we try to go into this small artifact side. We have 4 Harvesters, we have Fable, so we can produce enough artifacts that we very often can cast it for 4 damage, which is enough. And we have things like, Harvester is generally good for opening. The fact that you can go Harvester that can remove a creature if it's low toughness into Liliana is one of the most important plays, and well, Liliana is extremely strong, no denying here. And we definitely can use her, and you will see in some of the games that we actually use Liliana better than our opponents sometimes, because we have first some situational cards, but second, we have quite a decent, power in the board. With cards like Aether Channeler, you basically play a creature and still have a card, so in a way, in top deck games, you get ahead by 1 card. And this is something that can work. Corpse Appraiser as well. You get 2 cards out of 1 card. Fable, probably the most known for 1 card in the meta right now. And we also have things like, Mono Black Dust, so we can go Underdog and discard it to Liliana. So Liliana in this deck is definitely a very strong Planewalker, especially that removal is the biggest part. I usually +1 her mostly to get loyalty for the removal, because we can stack her removal with our removal and suddenly the board will be empty. We only run 2 Meathook Massacres, so you need to be a little more aware when you play those. However, we have enough creatures to just fight for the board, so we don't really need to, be in huge haste to do it. It's mostly for this passive effect, for healing, or just, when the board is absolutely white on both sides and suddenly there needs to be 1 closer. This is your closer for the longer games. And you have actually quite a lot of card though. Aether Channelers draw, Fable draws, Corpse Appraiser draws, Sol'kanar draws, Invoke Despair draws, and also Tenacious Underdog draws. So you can actually dig quite decently into cards that you need. But, of course, we need to talk about the actual champion. And why the hell? You aren't in a glass style. Oh, sorry guys, I messed the deck. So, in my opinion, this, even though the Sol'kanar is amazing and strong, man, Sheoldred just absolutely wrecks. The amount of times that this card just survives and wins the game on its own is just hilarious, and this is one of the big powers of the deck. When you play more of a control style, or even, okay, mono black maybe not, but it's very similar. When you play any kind of non-creature deck with Sheoldred, this will eat first removal or second removal. This will die. With this deck, they have so many targets that they already used removal on underdogs, harvesters, Corpse Appraiser, Fable token, extremely scary thing that they usually use any removal they can. Even Aether Channeler, like this card is annoying. And Sol'kanar of course as well. All the removal goes there, and at some point you can just bait Sheoldred into the board when they absolutely don't expect there is a follow-up to what they expected to be the end game. And suddenly, when this is unanswered, you don't die. You don't die, and your opponent dies very quickly. Especially that if you chain it with like Fable or something like this, you can get 6 life in one turn. So definitely one of the big win conditions for the deck, maybe even the biggest one. You can chain it with Despair, you can chain it with Channeler, Sol'kanar. It doesn't seem big, like it's just 2 cards and 4 life, right? But if you keep doing this every turn, or sometimes even 2 times a turn, you can draw from Channeler and play Sol'kanar and also draw a card for 8 mana. This actually makes you unkillable against any kind of, aggro decks, because they just cannot push enough damage, especially on top of Sheoldred. One thing you need to be always careful, always think about blocking with Sheoldred, because very often I usually don't block with this. If you can survive without the block, you probably don't want to block, especially if they play red or white, because that means they can either use the Emperor or just burn the rest of the damage for Sheoldred. Even Voltage Surge, if they have 1 red mana open and an artifact, you probably don't want to block with this. So you will see in 1 mono red game, I believe. Not sure, I think that was also there. So definitely interesting deck, interesting card choices. About my impressions, I felt during the games that sometimes it lacks the raw power. Like, there are so many like extreme high value mid-range cards, so even though we have so many of them, it sometimes felt maybe we didn't draw correctly, or maybe it was just, just little under the threshold for, what the meta decks are, but it feels that it is a little bit underpowered compared to the top meta decks, like, all that we see. Of course, against mono blue you have quite a lot of trouble, but actually in this matchup you have quite a lot of cheap creatures, and you have some make disappears. So, in a way you can try to battle them. It's not great matchup because you have also those blocks for 4 and 5 mana that you probably don't get to resolve ever. But if you stack on the play enough of the cheap creatures, they might get overwhelmed. But it's definitely not the matchup I personally like. I actually don't like playing against mono blue with any deck except mono blue. For the ladder, I'm not sure if that's the best choice. So if you want to maximize the win rate, maybe not this one, but to be fair, you probably then want to play mono black or mono blue, and where's fun in that? So I really hope that you will enjoy the videos. I hope you enjoy the decks. It's definitely fun, and I enjoyed the Aether Channeler. Oh, and one thing I should mention, because that was one of the points of the deck, I forgot to say it because I'm a great YouTuber, right? This creates tokens. This creates a lot of annoying tokens. It means that you protect your big dudes from Invoke Despair. And this is something I should definitely say before, because that's like a leitmotif for the whole deck. Just trying to create enough buffer creatures so Liliana nor Invoke Despair can hit Sheoldred or Sol'kanar. That's basically the idea. So very often you just create this bird because, birds die very nicely, and that's his role, dying to Invoke Despair. And it makes every black deck very awkward about removing your main threat, because they usually have the sacrifice effect, and it's not targeted. So now I can rest. Now that's the full intro. So don't forget to subscribe if you like the decks. If you like GRIXIS, sometimes we will go there. And I do hope you will enjoy the games and the video. So tell me in the comments. Right, we are going first. Let's see if we get mana screwed. That's the biggest question. If we draw the third land, we should be golden in this game. But if we don't, we are in huge trouble and we need to use Infernal Grasp until we get to draw our third land, you know, the magical land that enables you to play magic. And our opponent, well, definitely seems to be some kind of legend deck, but of course it's just mono red. The good old I play creatures deck. Alright, so adversary, I guess, right? Oh, the green one. So we take this 1 damage because the beast color is annoying thing that you definitely don't want to see. Liberator. Okay, that's a bit bigger problem because it forces the day-night cycle. So can I draw my land, please? One time. Of course I can. What were I thinking? Not getting mana screwed for a game? That's insane. Alright, so we take a lot of beating right now. Fable. Fable is annoying. Oh wow, we actually got to play magic. That's really nice. Alright. So now we need to make some decisions. Let's go for Fable. We take some damage, which is not great. But we play like this. We don't attack, we are not really attacker in this game. And the fact that we can trade the Underdog and not trade the Shaman can accelerate us quite a bit. Like right now Invoke Despair absolutely clears the board if they attack with Shaman. And we can cast it next turn if we are lucky enough. So let's see what their plan is. So we take the Shaman, even though they got the mana first. I think they were on the play as well, right? Oh man, story of my life. We are getting mana screwed and opponent is just curving like crazy. Alright, that's a land. So we can invoke, but that's not perfect right now. Liliana is okay. She's not perfect as well. So what the play for today is, we will have Invoke Despair mana, so we kill what? We kill this, and we kill this probably, and we draw a card. That's not the best. It's not the best. Oh man, I'm not sure. I think Liliana is not the best in this situation. Sheoldred actually does something. I kinda like him. So I think the play is to attack, get the thing. We'll get the creature later. Oh nice. I'm extremely happy that he did this play. Alright. I think Sheoldred is pretty fine here. He is tapped out, so it means that he cannot kill it at the end step. Even with something crazy like Voltage Surge. And the fact that we start to get healing, especially after casting things like Invoke Despair and Invoke Despair, basically. Tenacious Underdog can do it, but Alright, so he will try to pump the damage by air, but right now it's not the biggest one. It's not the biggest one, and we get healing every single turn. So I'm actually pretty hopeful right now. How much does it heal us? Only for 2, right? And we remove all of his creatures matter right now. And I actually think it's okay. Like, he doesn't have great targets to sacrifice. Okay, so he wants to go for Chick. And we still get to live game, which is pretty insane. We have very good blockers in the form of Sheoldred, and we start to little pressure them. In 2-3 turns they will die. Liberator is not something that will help him too much. I think he can target Reflection, but it's not the biggest deal. You just need to survive a little bit, and with Infernal Grasps we can just get rid of all his creatures. We need to be careful about his mana. Okay, this means he won't attack, right? It doesn't need attack. Alright, so I think we are slowly being, at home with this game, even though the start was abysmal. Let's go for the cheek, so he cannot get it back. Oh, that's a juicy one. Alright, so we can Meathook for 4, which will close the game. So I think we'd do it like this. I would love attacking, but I think this is the last turn when he can do something, and we don't kill Sheoldred. I would much rather see him tapping the red mana, because then he cannot finish the Sheoldred when we Meathook for 4. He might kill the treasure. That would be an interesting play. He knows that we got something from Appraiser, and it's usually good if you have a 3-card choice, you know? That's a... man, it's so cute. It's actually so sweet. Alright, alright. The red mana is here. Sheoldred is a thing. But I think either way we just force him to use it. That's such a easy tell about of the attack. But if he blocks incorrectly, we can even try to not Meathook. Okay, sure. That's absolutely fine. Will it be a double block or just one block? Okay, good. Okay, we actually got extra HP, because now he cannot use Kiki-Jiki in any way. I think, maybe, I'm not sure, whatever. And let's... okay, oh, and he tapped the mana, that's the most important part. Now he cannot kill the Sheoldred, and we know that we will have a board and he won't. So I think he will scoop after this move. He just lost everything he built the whole game, and Sheoldred is a 4-5 bloke that you cannot really kill in this deck. Shivan Devastator is probably his like best creature, but it's far from enough. We are at 18 and he's at 9. Oh man, that was a hard game. Alright, opponent goes first. We have Liliana. Liliana definitely much worse on the draw, especially against 1-drop. So I'm not feeling great about this game already. But we have few good 3-drops, so if he pumps all the mana into Sleeper, we can actually reverse tempo fully with the Channeler, and maybe that's our play. We'll actually try her just a little bit. He will have priority at every step, so that's how we do it. So this way we mimic having Infernal Grasp. With Sleeper it actually matters quite a lot. I don't remember which phases you need exactly. Okay, good. Good. Nearly perfectly. I think I messed one trigger, but maybe he didn't notice. Tenacious Underdog. Sure. Alright. Alright. So we now have some plays. Oh my god, I messed the land, didn't I? Okay, Fable it is. Fable it is. For some reason I was sure I have blue mana. You're a Mythic player in action, I know. So we will just go with Fable. Fable is good enough. Duress. So Liliana is out, the only choice here. It didn't hurt as much. I think we might go with the Channelers and just start drawing a lot of cards. Like, they have pretty good power to trade with the Sleepers, so we can just stack them and basically get a free value. If we can trade them basically for free for the Sleeper, that's okay. That's some decent damage. I think this is the good play. Normally I don't play like this, but we don't have mana intensive hand, we don't need ramp really. And we don't have creatures. Underdog is there, if you want. I highly suggest it. Alright. That was extremely funny, so let's just cycle the lands. Oh, Voltage Surge is pretty decent. Oh, it's actually amazing. Nice. Alright, Sheoldred is also pretty dope. Alright, so we can... oh, how do we play this? The pair... Sheoldred seems so juicy right now. But if it gets removed, we are absolutely getting dumpstered. So I think what we actually do is go like... maybe the bird. Is the bird the place? They might invoke next turn. So let's just make sure that Sleeper dies. We don't sacrifice Artifact. Have you ever seen the most beautiful dove in the world of Dominaria? Like, so peaceful. Especially with... Oh, I thought it's a factor. It's some kind of arc, I guess. I thought it's just a factor with the smoke. Alright, quality commentary. So... Is this the cut down? I'm not sure. Like, the triggers went very quickly. Man, if that's a cut down, we are absolutely smoked. But I think we should risk it. That's a cut down. Okay. That's fine. That's still fine. We have Sheoldred, and that's our big play. We just want our opponent to never be able to invoke the Spirit. And now Invoke Despair is very bad for him. Tenacious Underdog is very bad for him. Basically, he needs Infernal Grasp to win this game. If he whiffs on Infernal Grasp, I think we should win this and close the game. Definitely Duress is not the card. And I think he doesn't have Infernal Grasp. Okay, so we are playing the game of chicken. Definitely. Man, Black doesn't have damage base unless he plays March with... I didn't see March used a single time in this version, honestly. Oh, that's a Meathook. It took me a while, okay? It took me a while. It's a Meathook. Man, I would get so Meathook. Yeah, he still went for it. I honestly thought that he won. That's interesting. Alright. So, in this situation we definitely want another creature. Because I think he played like this because he has Invoke Despair and he really wants to, you know, Invoke Despair us. Let's draw a card. We heal. And given he plays black and no Emperor, let's play like this. I don't think he can kill us next turn. And he might feel the pressure very quickly. No blocks. So he wants to get rid of this additional creature so much right now. I really think he has Invoke Despair, but we don't die to it. Concealing Curtains, okay. So right now we might go a little bit more defensive. We lack a bit this fifth land, because we cannot double spell. That would help quite a lot. Alright, so I wonder what he will take. All of the cards are decent, and I don't mind the Cardo, to be fair, or to be honest. Sol'kanar, imagine if we had a land for it. That would absolutely close the game right now. Oh man, I would love to cast it right now. Let's go for the Harvester, because it enables the search, and search is a real thing. And we can Smork. Smork is pretty good here. Especially that we have those blockers. Man, Channeler gives them so much mess to clean up. They don't really have instants that, you know, mess with our search, so I don't think it should be great. And suddenly, just like this, our opponent is at 7, we are at 11. He might start drawing cards, which means that he's dead, basically. He has only one card. He cannot use the Trespasser because we keep him low on the HP. And also, like, you know, an additional card though hits them even more with Sheoldred. So that was the whole plan. That's why I, you know, threw under the best tokens and stuff like this, because when Sheoldred gets around and doesn't get removed, did they have removals? I wonder. Not really. They went for a lot of small creatures and they basically sideboarded into Duresses instead of removal. Okay, I see. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Do we get rid of Trespasser or the Revealing Eye? It's 4-2. So I think we actually don't mind it. Or you know what? Okay, I changed my mind. We deal only 2 damage. Now he kills his own stuff, which is great. I changed my mind because we might hit land for Sol'kanar and then we can hit Trespasser at the end step, which is really amazing. I think I will actually cycle the blood token just for this reason to hit it. And he won't be able to heal in time. Like, our Sheoldred hits much harder. Alright, let's hit this land and close the game. Fable is not the worst. Oh my god, we cannot hit a land even. Oh, the story of my life. Okay, that's fine, we still win. But it would be more epic if we just could cast Sol'kanar and just get rid of Trespasser, and then that would be everything. So right now we have a very good trade. Our opponent basically has no options. If he draws with this, he will die next turn, so that's even better. I guess he can fish for Infernal Grasp, but now he cannot cast it because we have Make Disappear. So even if he top decks it, let's just show some domination in the end. Nope. The final nope. Was pretty fun. Alright, we are going first. And our draw is decent. We definitely have a lot of tools. We don't have red though. I hope we can find it. It's just 3-color deck, we shouldn't have many mana issues here. You know, just a casual 3-color deck, not even 5. Alright. I guess I will be proven wrong. We will get mana screwed, I think. So we need to either we need just any kind of land. Either we play Sheoldred or we just play Shivan Reef. That's actually really good. And we will start with the Harvester. He really pairs up very well with his 2-drop. And it means that we have an artifact for Voltage Surge, we have a body for the Corpse Appraiser at some point, probably. Wedding Announcement, sure. Alright, so I think this will be just a Sheoldred turn. Yeah, I think that's actually really good. Our opponent is completely tapped out. Do we attack? That's the question. Yeah, we do. If he wants to try, I should have done it before. I gave him full information for no reason. It might be very well a Serra Paragon deck, because they have a lot of 2 and 3 drops. I think this is Serra Paragon deck, so we need to be careful when he has like 6 mana, because then he makes a double play basically for free. Alright, however, yeah, the dock is there. So we definitely pay life, we try to hit our land drops, and we exile his target for the Paragon. Springs. I will take the blue one. And by the way, look at this. Alright, back to game. So we have Make Disappear and that's huge. He doesn't have board presence yet. Oh, that's smart. That's smart. But let's see how he plays. Because Voltage Surge just kills this at the end step. So he needs to name the Voltage Surge. To be honest, like, I don't think he has a real choice. Oh, okay, sure. I do not mind killing your stuff then. Okay, so oh, right. Let's target this one, let's pay the red, and this is the artifact that we want to sacrifice. After flipping, it's still killable, but why bother when we don't have to? When we don't have to. So you've said that you don't want Sol'kanar in the board. Okay. I don't think we attack right now. I think we kill first one of them. And now it's a bit more awkward, and with Cardo we should be fine. Let's see what he prepared. Sanctuary Warden. Definitely a big hitter. Definitely a big hitter. So, what is the play here? I guess we just draw a card and chill. And get hit by a lot. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. It's unfortunate that we have only Pain Lands for the red mana, but that should be okay. And we keep up the Make Disappear, of course. If we attack with Sol'kanar, it's not perfect. I guess we can make this attack. I kinda like this one. Even though he can trade 2 for 1, we get rid of one of his creatures. And if he wants to get a free block, he needs to sacrifice the shield, which will come handy probably at some point. Alright. So shield is down. He also cannot get the extra card unless he puts another counter. Definitely let's draw a card. That's not a good card. Not in this situation. So let's see. He knows about the counter spell. Alright. I see, I see. We of course have to counter it and we will sacrifice the Gobbo. And let's target the Elspeth again. Oh man, that will be a hard game. The Warden made it so complicated. He didn't attack with anything. That's really weird. Shivan Reef. I still think we should cycle it. Especially that, as you can see, we have a great talent of drawing more lands. Oh man, that was so lame. Alright. That will be an orthodox strategy. Problem is that he exactly sees what we are doing, which is unfortunate. If he didn't see it, he would definitely, you know, play into it and he would lose the Warden. This pick gave him all the information to make a completely play that he wouldn't do normally. Let's draw a card. Maybe we draw a 2-drop. Maybe we draw a 2-drop. Yeah, pure skill, pure skill. So, let's heal a little bit. And next turn we can... Like, we actually want to get rid of Sol'kanar right now. So he will name Sol'kanar, right? But we have enough mana to cast it anyway. So I guess it's fine. He left exactly the mana, and he had exactly the mana to play this card. So most likely those are cards that cost more than 4. I don't think he accomplishes too much with this. I guess he prevents the counter spell on the next turn. Given he sees the card and we won't be able to play it, I think that's okay. How will he play? Maybe I should have left the token, I guess. Maybe. Never mind. So how do we play this one out? How do we play this one out? We definitely attack. We want to be aggressive. And every hit, he doesn't know about the Meathook Massacres. Well played, my friend. So he's basically keeping the only high cost creature. We could clear the board. But I still think this is a bit better overall. Let's keep this one and keep the train rolling, basically. And we finish this one. So while opponent has the Warden, he's slowly losing the board. Alright. Is he trying to race us? At some point we can just Meathook Massacre the board if we want. Oh, never mind. Scrap that. I guess he had the same idea. Alright, so first it will be Meathook. I know it's strange, but we are definitely getting a lot of stuff thanks to this Meathook, and we have another one. Like, we are at 9 and we will get lower, so we definitely need as much, you know, potential for damage and life gain as we can. Wandering Emperor's the last card. Oh my god, it couldn't be more perfect than this. Oh man, that was hilariously perfect. You know, the classical turn 19, depopulate into Emperor with no information on the underdog. So I guess we are in the waiting game now. He needs to make a lot of tokens, and we will Meathook them at some point.
Let your blade do the talking.
We can get back our Meathook as well. That's a decent draw, you know. This means that Wandering Emperor is not a problem anymore, so that's huge. I will take a little bit more damage before I sweep the board. Alright. So, let's just remove it this way. If token is on... Oh my god. I definitely need some draws that aren't lands right now. Like, I know my lands do something, but there are still lands in the end. So right now we are both powering. My idea for the rest of the game is to wait until he builds the board and just go for a huge Meathook. He might hit like Paragon, then 3-drop from the graveyard, things like this. The problem is that we are drawing lands every single turn, since like 3 or 4 turns. So yeah, if he's smart, he will just pressure us with one little creature and force us to react. Okay, so he wants to draw something. Oh, that's a land. Oh my god. Again. So I think we just use Infernal Grasp to kill the companion. The best play of Magic. And that's why we used Meathook Massacre so early. Alright, finally. Some cards. Okay, this is actually good because our top decks are absolutely abysmal. So as long as I can trade them for any card, even land, that's completely fine. And Liliana is in the board, so this was not the best draw, but definitely a strong one. It's basically 2 removals packed into a Planewalker. This is what I was talking about. This is something we needed to finally get deck going. Alright, Warden. Even though probably the dog was better. Alright, finally. He has things like Depopulate, so we need to be careful. We need to be careful. I don't like Ultimate. Ultimate doesn't really do much here. And I don't want Sheoldred. Because Sheoldred is basically, please depopulate me. I guess we draw 1 card, but it's just not best, you know? Alright, this is actually pretty good. Like, this is a card that you want to depopulate, but you don't really want to depopulate. And we can cycle future draws, so that's amazing. And of course, any creature that dies on our side will deal damage to the opponent, so it's even extra damage. Like, with Meathook in the board, they need to be much more careful about the HP total than normally. Alright. That's why we didn't cast Sheoldred. That's a good discard. So every time we whiff on the draw, we just use the +1 and trade it for better card from our opponent. And yes, even land is better. Let's eat Destroy Evil. This will be so Destroy Evil wanted. Yeah. All white decks play it for Sheoldred, I think. Yep. Oh, Fateful Absence. That's nicer. You know what? Let's do it. Why not? It's not like we don't have stuff. A Harvester is pretty decent. It saves us from another bad top deck, basically. As you can see, they come very quickly. They come really quickly. You know what? I actually will do it right now. That's a Liliana. We could nearly destroy his hand, absolutely. But let's just do it like this.
You won't be outsmarting.
There's a point in just getting rid of the Meathook Massacre, but I think it's important. They have a lot of small creatures. Like, even like the Wandering Emperor tokens, like all of them are tokens basically. Peacekeeper, sure. And that's a big power of Liliana. Like, we don't super care. Do I want to start discarding his hand? Honestly, yeah, I think this is the play. So, we do Meathook for 0. Now, we play the Underdog for this. And now, I guess we get rid of this. Like, I can pay the mana. Shouldn't I pay the mana? Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name. It's not a mana ability. I'm confused. I thought I would have to pay mana for it. Not sure why I didn't. A Ganja is absolutely fine. We still drain him a little bit. We still have Liliana, and right now the only issue with my play was the fact that he knows that we'll keep discarding the, you know, the cards. So let's keep doing it. Seems pretty fine. If I had more HP, I would sacrifice Underdog myself. But at this point we are at 4, so I'm a bit scared. March. That's perfect. That's a perfect card. Let's see his top decks. So we are both in full top deck mode, but we have huge advantage with Liliana. We basically get 3+1 every single turn, and we discard everything he has, so if he hits the populate, he needs to play it on the empty board basically. And that's Infernal Grasp. Let's attack. Ultimate doesn't do anything. Wow, from the top. Oh my god, that's some quality top decking. Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. That sucks because the next token means that we need to use more loyalty from Liliana. I guess if we expected Emperor, we should mind. Man, but we had Infernal Grasp in hand. That wouldn't go better than it did. Man, from the top. Why do you need a Cardo in the deck when you can just draw cards you need? Oh my god, like that's absolutely irritating. Let's look at our top decks from the top. Full quality. The only plus is that Wandering Camp... Oh my god, this is one of the best cards. This is a 2-for-1. Oh my god, just stop. Draw at the populate like a normal person. Alright. This is actually a good top deck, and I will use the -2, even though I would love to discard, but you need to consider he always know, like he's a top, you know, top Mythic player, he knows exactly that if he doesn't play the thing, we discard it. So, unless it's another Emperor, which is the best case scenario for him, we should be fine. We still have Make Disappear, which absolutely do not matter. That's a removal? Oh my god, like he just hits everything. We had to, you know, sacrifice the creature because that's extra card. Oh my god, look at this guy! He literally, first he drew anti-Tenacious Dog, then he drew Farewell to clear the board, then he drew a top decks, and then he drew a perfect removal for our card that we top deck, then he gets a double Cardo every turn while we still hit lands. Oh my god, like I definitely could go more efficiently and I'm triggered, so I just discarded my own counter spell, but to be fair, it doesn't matter at this point. But man, the amount of top decks this guy is getting is just absolutely insane. Restoration means that he will get another Cardo. Like Restoration is worse, but after all of the previous ones, that's definitely extremely painful. Sheoldred is a good start. Hopefully, our opponent won't top deck another removal in next one turn. Oh man. Yeah, I'm a bit triggered. Look at this freaking... How can you play against player who just draws one card that answers whatever you have every single turn? Oh my god. What a legend. Well, if you top deck like this, I'm not surprised you are top 200. Oh my god, enjoy my hand. And we are getting killed, right? Because he also, of course, drew from the top a creature that can crew the Bankbuster and kill us. Just to find out. Man, I will put this game just to showcase how good you need to be a player to win games. To be fair, I definitely could play it more value game, but you know, just playing around those crazy top decks, it just didn't feel like a good strategy. Like, it's a little bit too much. Oh. That's the other side of the equation. Well, I don't know what to say. I hope you enjoyed this game. With